Hey everybody, it's Caleb Crewy, and today on Caleb Crewy Reports and Predicts, we just want to go over real quick what happened on Super Tuesday, and then we're going to go to there's several contests on March 10th, and we're going to dive into those. So I've created this tracker, and this shows all the races that have happened so far, the contest, and who I predicted to come in first, second, and third. Except in Iowa, I predicted that Pete Buttigieg was going to win the delegates and Bernie the popular vote in Iowa. That's correct. I put it as first and second, but that's not really how that was predicted. But then New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, and so we'll come down here and start with Virginia. I correctly predicted Joe Biden as the winner. Bernie came in second and Bloomberg in third. Same in North Carolina. In Tennessee, I got the winner correct. Alabama, I got Joe Biden as the winner correct. Arkansas, Joe Biden is the winner correct. Oklahoma, Joe Biden was the winner. I got that correct. Texas, Joe Biden won. I got that correct as well. Maine, I haven't updated yet but I predicted Bernie would win, but Joe Biden won. Um, Massachusetts, I got wrong. I thought Elizabeth Warren would win, but Joe Biden had a surprisingly strong performance to win there in Maine. I got Vermont right with Bernie winning. Minnesota wrong. I thought Bernie would uh, hold on to that, but Joe Biden won. I thought I got Utah right with Bernie winning. Got Colorado right with Bernie winning. American Samoa was wrong. Mike Bloomberg ended up winning that. And in California, I got it right with Bernie winning. What we saw was Joe Biden on Super Tuesday performed a lot better than most people thought he would. He really outperformed. I ended up getting 11 of the 15 contests correctly. So far, I've gotten 15 out of the 19 contests correct so far. So we're going to go over to these. We're going to start in Michigan. The latest poll has Joe Biden up 7 points, and Bernie was at 23. But that has all the rest of the candidates in as well. I do think that, and if you look at 538, Joe Biden has a 51% chance of winning. But I do think that uh, Joe Biden will end up winning Michigan. He's really, I think he's really put everything in high gear, and all the momentum is in his favor. So I do think he'll win Michigan. The next contest we're going to go to is Washington, and we do have some polling on Washington as well. Uh, Again, a lot of this, we don't have a lot of data on these states. A lot of these states, the problem is that we're still trying to catch up with all the data, and so it's not including dropouts. It's not including it's we don't have many post Super Tuesday polling. Um, for the latest poll that we have there, we have two post Super Tuesday polls. One has Joe Biden up 1 point, has Joe Biden at 36, Bernie at 35, Warren at 10. And then this other one has uh, Biden at 47, Sanders at 44, Warren at 5. And so these have Joe Biden with slightly being ahead of Bernie Sanders, but Washington is a very progressive state, and it's a very Joe Biden friendly state, and 538 has it as a toss up, really 50-50 either way. But I do think Bernie will end up just eking it out just because he won this prior. This is bad news for Bernie Sanders that it's even close. He should win Washington in a landslide, but I think he'll win by a couple points. I think he'll eke it out. Um, but it's really bad for Bernie that we're talking about Washington as a toss up. It should be a layup for him. Okay, now the Missouri primary, Biden has an 89% chance, and we do have some polling in Missouri as well. Um, Missouri is, a borderline southern state, and the latest polling has Biden up by 22 points, and there's another one that had him up by 4. But I do think that Joe Biden is going to really run away in Missouri. So Joe Biden will win Missouri as well. Um, the next state that we're coming to is Mississippi, and I'm not sure if we have a lot of polling, but this is like Alabama and some of these other states. It's a larger African American electorate, and I think Joe Biden will really just romp it home in Mississippi. So uh, there we go. Um, And then in Idaho, we don't have much polling in Idaho either. It's a 50-50 state. I actually think Joe Biden will end up pulling Idaho out. I do know that there are that Bernie Sanders performed well in Idaho back in 2016, but the thing is that Bernie Sanders is not doing well among those uh, working class white voters, the rural whites that he did so well against Hillary Clinton on. He's just not capturing that. So I think Joe Biden will end up eking out Idaho and really just surprising Bernie. I think Joe Biden has a lot of momentum, and it's hard to stop momentum. Um, and they're really the quote unquote establishment has really coalesced around Joe Biden. North Dakota, we don't have much polling either, but I think Joe Biden will end up pulling out a win in North Dakota as well. Um, as I was saying, Joe Biden's really seen the uh, the coalescing behind him from the Democratic establishment, and I think that's really going to do him well. And the last one is Democrats abroad. I do think Bernie Sanders will end up winning Democrats abroad. So as we go forward, really the key contest to watch on Tuesday is going to be Michigan. That's going to be a really important one, but also Washington. If Bernie ends up losing Washington, I think that just spells disaster for him going forward. He could still maybe eke out a plurality, but Bernie Sanders is going down quick, and he needs something to really catapult him back up. The problem is that after you have this March 10th voting, and then you have the 17th, St. Patrick's Day will be the next round of Democrat primaries after that, and the debates on the 15th. The problem is, even if Joe Biden has a bad debate, there's so much early voting that it will really be hard for him to catch up Bernie on the 17th. So as long as Joe Biden, if he has a good night, you can say that we're getting to the point of where he will be building an insurmountable lead. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. Please hit like and subscribe.